Welcome to the weekly bump, you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. How's it going? Sun Uranus square today. Oh dear God. I have been trying to get this weekly bump done for like 2 hours. I cannot express myself. It's really hard. I'm going to try to get through this. I'm going to try really hard to get through this. The Mercury conjunct Pluto, Moon in Gemini. You guys know me. The Gemini energy, like it's so unnerving to me. So yeah, let's just see if I can get like 10 minutes through this. I'll do my best. There's just a lot going on and everyone is experiencing it in such a unique way. Some of you it's romantic stuff, some of you it's financial, it's money, it's business, some of you it's family, others of you it's just your own spiritual path. I mean, like if you're in a peaceful place, you're probably in a really peaceful place, like to the extreme. If you're in a tumultuous place, it's probably pretty tumultuous. Whatever it is you've got going on inside, there's no chance it's not being reflected back to you right now. There's no chance. If you're dealing with shady people, it's time for you to be like, what was I doing that was shady? Right? If you're dealing with complacent people, where were you complacent? What's your role in all this? Let's not waste this mirror energy. Let's not waste it. Let's use it as an opportunity to figure out what the heck we've got going on, so that we can adjust the world, that we can co-create this experience, right? All these 4 cards came out. Of course, the Gemini card is coming out, and of course, the World card is coming out. We are being pushed through a portal that is pretty intense, as we see with the Knight of Swords, also a Gemini card. I think that this is either, it could be someone that you're dealing with, right? Or it could even just be your feeling of like toward the future, like, oh my God, get me to the future. I want to go, I want to move, like get me through this portal already. World card is a pacer. It paces you, right? It forces you to take it one day at a time. It illuminates things today, and then it will illuminate things 3 days from today. And there's nothing you can do about making the 3 days from now information come to you today. It's just the way it is. The world is Saturnian. There is a time component. We go through the portal as the universe says we are able to go through the portal. You can try to force it. The more you force it, the more you just freaking fail, really. You can't force this. You can't force anyone. And to be honest, this is a test. Can I say a test? It's a test to how willing you are to surrender. Because when we need to surrender, sometimes it really does mean stepping out of your ego, stepping out of your perception, stepping out of the things that you think you believe, and saying, maybe I'm wrong. Right? Maybe I'm wrong. If you're finding yourself trying to convince yourself to do something, you're probably wrong. Because when you think of the level of peace, and I hate to say like giving up. Why do I hate saying that? I hate sometimes giving up is the hardest thing. And I think because of the purge aspect of what's going on in the sky, the purging quality, that the giving up that is so hard to do because we are so taught to like power through. And if you want something, you got to go make it happen. Roar. You can try it later, maybe. Try it later, but not right now. Lover's card, the Gemini card. It's all about connecting the dots. But you don't really have to connect the dots, you just have to have faith that eventually the whole picture will be seen. I mean, you can't force yourself to connect the dots anyway. That's trying to get the information from 3 days from now into today, and you just can't do that. The only thing you can do is make decisions based on what you know right now. And you can intellectualize this all you want, but I know your heart is saying something. Your heart is saying something. What's your heart saying? Where is the peace? Where is the peace? On this decision that you're faced with, or this thing, this path, where do you find the peace? What makes you feel tumultuous? What makes you feel anxious, right? Differentiate the two. Good things are coming. There is no doubt in my mind that whatever happens, there are benefits from it. Even if that means you incurring some kind of loss. There are benefits from where you are. There are benefits from your decision. There are benefits from patience. 3 of Wands forces patience as well, because you can't make those ships come in. You know they're coming. I've said they're coming. They are. But you can't, you can swim out to them? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Just have faith. It's a test of your faith. It really is. It's a test, because I know that you want to control. That's the sun, the ego coming through, connecting with Uranus. You want to control? The universe is going to say, let me show you how much control you really have, and then laugh at you. 8 of Cups, 9 of Cups reverse. We'll do 2 more, and then we'll call it a day, because, through 2 more, I guess. Okay, we'll call it a day, because that's what's going to need to happen for me. 8 of Cups. Moving on. In my Hermetic Tarot deck, right, this particular deck, at the bottom of each card, there's like a thing. So this is 10 of Cups called, Lord of Perfected Success. Sorry, it's not focusing, whatever. But the 8 of Cups in this deck is called the Lord of Abandoned Success. Sometimes one of the hardest things to do is to give up on potential, to give up on what something could have been for the sake of what needs to happen now. Needs are not being met. People aren't carrying out their side of the bargain. They're not doing what they said they were going to do. Whatever it is. 9 of Cups reversed is the card of humility. You need humility in this moment. Sometimes you need to accept defeat. And it doesn't mean, like I said, it doesn't mean that all of you are walking away from stuff. It doesn't mean that all of you, for some of you, it's just an argument that you're having with your significant other. It's just not worth fighting. It's not trying to prove someone wrong or trying to prove yourself right. It's just not worth it, man. Let it go. Let it go. Do what makes your soul happy. This is the card of like crying over spilled milk. You know, it's too often do we find ourselves doing that. Too often do we find ourselves looking, like I said, looking at the potential, but we're not really seeing the good that's really coming out of this. You know, you got to turn around and see those 2 cups in front of you. You got to see the blessings. The experience is often the blessing. The connections, the human experience is often the blessing. What you've learned about who you are is often the blessing. And then we have, don't stress, new things are coming. The loss that needs to be incurred, the drainage, the giving up, the letting go, the abandoned success, whatever it is, begets new opportunities, 100%. And Temperance says, chill out. It doesn't always have to be so extreme all the time. If someone's taking it to the extreme, they're pushing it, they're pushing their limits, they're saying stuff, they're doing stuff, they're going. If this is you, again, maybe even internally with your own goals, like the sooner that you stop, the sooner is when it's going to really come to you. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful way to kind of finish this out. Yes, I am finishing it out. What a beautiful way to finish it out, because it's just time, right? Just chill out. It's just time. It's coming. It's coming. Man, this energy is draining. I don't even know. Like, I've really been thinking about this weekly bump for days. And like, now that it's here, I'm like, oh, I'm completely losing my words. I wanted to talk all about Aquarius season because I felt inspired. I inspired myself last month. Did I say that already? Maybe I said that already. I inspired myself last month when I was talking about your fearlessness is contributing to the fearlessness of humanity. And I genuinely feel that. I genuinely believe that. I feel like we are all tapping in. See, this is a fearless thing. Right? This is a fearless thing because it's uncomfortable. Because it means you do lose on something. But it's always in search of something better. And it's not really about what you can get out of this life, right? It's about what you contribute to life. So when you find yourself trying to get something out of life, trying to get something out of someone, to get something out of an experience, you're not really walking away from that much. You are taking back what we would call your authentic power. And that's what Aquarius is so good for. As the sun comes through and illuminates the world through this Aquarian lens, we start to see that the things that we gave a lot of power to in the past really have nothing to do with you, right? Because the world is structured in such a patriarchal way, in such a materialistic kind of way. You know, humanity for so long has been this 5 sensory being, and now we are progressing and growing and evolving into these multi-sensory beings, and our intuition is coming on fierce, our kind of feelings of knowing coming on fierce, and we're starting to say, okay, you know, right now we're really losing faith in like the government and the stock market's going crazy, right? It's all a mirror of the psychology of the world or of America or investors, right? And maybe people are like, I really just want to focus on what makes me happy, North Node in Cancer. I really just want to focus on my family. I want to focus on my peace. I want to focus on my spirituality. I want to focus on the love in my life. I'm going to leave behind the money. I'm going to leave behind the romantic relationship that I've convinced myself that I need. I'm going to leave behind the prestige and the experiences, right? I'm going to leave behind the casual sex because I want better sex. I'm going to be doing a whole podcast on conscious sex because I've been studying about it a lot. And I can't wait. So that's like a thing. Like, I think people are getting to that point of like, I don't want just sex anymore. The conscious community is like, that's ridiculous. No, of course not, right? You want sex with purpose. You're going to be leaving behind the material possessions. And because as you're starting to say, my soul is already free. And it is all these worldly things that make me feel imprisoned. You know, the feeling that I have to earn money, and the feeling that, and unfortunately, you know, we do. And that's the Taoism, where Taoism really comes to play, where we find that fine line between materialism and spirituality. And we find a way to really walk in the middle. But when you start really looking at what it is you really need, what you really need is like this big, right? It's like hardly anything. Your body, your mind, everything that you have is fully capable of truly surviving. And it's capable of learning, and it's capable of all these things that like money can't do that. You know, the casual sex can't do that. The work and the traveling. And I mean, like, there's good things that come out of all of those things. And that's fine. And you can still always go do all those things. You can go make money and have the big career, of course, and by all means. But if you give your sense of identity to those things, then you have lost your power. And Aquarius is all about saying, okay, you can still have all those things, but it's about bringing it back in. Because you know that if you're sending out your power, sending out your awareness, sending out your soul into all these things, then you're just contributing to the things of the world rather than to the soul of humanity. And then you begin to be fearful, because if something were to go, something were to collapse, some of your structures, some of your personality things, some of your, whatever you've got going on out there, if one of those things were to collapse, like you were to lose all your money, that's a scary thing. But if you were truly in your authentic power, you'd be like, okay, because you're untouchable. Aquarius is the Aquarian archetype. I'm not talking about the personalities, okay? Because personalities are too convoluted. I can't sit here and say that all Aquarians are the same. Like, please, that's stupid. I'm talking about the archetype and what the archetype really represents. And a part of that is detachment. Detachment from the material things. Like I said, have it, but it doesn't own you. That's what the beautiful definition of detachment is. It's not that it doesn't mean that you don't own anything, you don't have anything, you don't do anything. It just means that those things don't own you. That's all it means. And so that's Aquarius, right? Having all the stuff and doing all this stuff and doing the things that really matter, but none of it determines to you who you are. There are too many people running around all scared. Scared of breaking up, scared of losing money, scared of not having financial stability, right? And it's sad that we are allowing our lives to be dictated by fear. Aquarius says, don't be afraid. Why are you afraid? What are you afraid? What are you really afraid of? Then Pisces season will come and it's going to just open it up even that much more, because Pisces is the oneness, the universal oneness. Aquarius is humanity, still held back a little bit with the Saturn rulership, and Saturn will be entering into Aquarius in the next couple of years. So there will still be restrictedness. And that's how I always feel Aquarius is like, Aquarius can only be evolved as humanity is. Like it was science, like science can only be as where it is based on where it's been. Like I remember, like George Lucas is the perfect example, right? What did he start on, like episode 4 or something? Because we did not have the technology yet for him to do what he wanted to do in episodes 1, 2, and 3. He could only do as much as he had access to, as kind of thing. And that's kind of the essence of what Aquarius is. But Pisces is like no limits at all, no limitations. Everything becomes possible in the Piscean energy, the Piscean archetype. It's why Pisces is so magical, so magical, so fairy tale, so, so optimistic, because it's possible. I may do a podcast on that. I'm going to New Orleans tonight, catching a flight, so we'll see. We'll see if I have time to do it. But for now, good luck. Happy entrance into Aquarius season. I wish you guys all the best. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.